Hello friends and family of Ludofia Animations. As always, I want to begin by saying a heartfelt thank you to all our channel members for your amazing support, and to every one of our viewers who watch, like, share, and comment on our videos. You are the reason we keep creating these inspiring and thought-provoking stories. Today's episode is another gripping Christian family drama, filled with lessons about truth, selfishness, and the test of brotherly love. So, sit back and enjoy the story as it unfolds.
Michael, I've been meaning to talk to you. It's been over a month since the land was sold, and I know our parents wanted their wealth to be shared between us. I'm not asking for more than what belongs to me. Just give me my portion so I can start the poultry farm I've been planning. I want to work hard and make something out of my life. David, you and your endless dreams. Always talking about plans, visions, and ideas. You think life is that simple? You want to start a farm? Do you think the world runs on dreams alone? Our parents may have spoken about sharing things, but you were the youngest. You never carried the weight of responsibility they placed on me. I handled the burial, the hospital bills, the legal papers. I am the one who deserves this money. Michael, I am not ignoring what you did. I respect you for taking care of those matters. But our parents worked hard for this property, not for one of us to keep everything while the other is left with nothing. I'm only asking for fairness, not charity. Fairness? You call this fairness? I call it wisdom. Why should I hand over money to you so you can throw it into some risky farming project? I know people like you, David. You will waste it, and then you'll come back to me begging again. I am not interested in sponsoring your fantasies. Daniel. My man. How's it going? Michael, I'm in a tight spot. I just found this quick business deal in the city, huge profit, but I need £5,000 urgently. If I miss it, someone else will take it. Ah, my brother, don't worry. You're a man who understands business. If you say it's worth it, I'll transfer the money to you today. Yes. In fact, I'll add something extra so you can take care of yourself. Consider it done. You're a true friend. I will forward my account details to you right away. Thank you so much. No problem. It's a pleasure. So you can easily give thousands to your friend without a second thought, but you can't give your own brother a smaller amount to start a legitimate business that will feed me and bless our family? Michael, this is not about risk, it's about how little you value me. Value? You have to earn value, David. Daniel has proven himself in business over and over. You're still chasing shadows. I will not waste money on your dreams. If you want to make something of your life, do it without my help. As far as I am concerned, I owe you nothing. You may think you owe me nothing, but God is watching. Our parents taught us to share and help each other. You've chosen to forget that, Michael, but I won't. One day, this pride will cost you more than money. We'll see, little brother. We'll see. Everybody, tonight is on me. Whatever you're drinking, order it, I'll take care of it. Life is too short to hold back when you have the means.
Michael, you really know how to enjoy yourself. But tell me, what's with this generous mood today?
Ah, my brother, it's simple, money is meant to be enjoyed. I worked hard to get it, so why keep it locked away? People will always remember you for the moments you make them smile.
True, but you also need to be careful who you spend on. Not everyone you help will appreciate it.
Oh, I know who deserves my help. My friends, like you, who have stood with me and proven themselves, I will never hesitate to support. But there are some people who think because we share the same blood, they're automatically entitled to my wealth, even when they've done nothing to earn it.
I see where this is going. This is about your younger brother, isn't it? David.
Exactly. He's been on my neck for weeks now, asking for a portion of the land money so he can start some poultry farm. Always talking about his so-called plans, as if he's the next great businessman. But you know him, he claims he can be anything, yet he's never proven himself.
Michael, you're wise not to hand over that money. Listen to me, family or not, business is business. If he fails, you'll be the one people blame for wasting the inheritance. I've seen cases like this. Someone gets a share, squanders it, then comes back begging. You'll end up feeding him for life.
Exactly my point. I told him straight, I will not waste money on dreams. If he wants to succeed, let him find his own way. I have friends like you who can turn any investment into profit, and that's where my money will go.
And that's the right call, my friend. In life, you must separate emotion from decision-making. Help those who have already shown they can multiply what you give them. As for the rest, let them prove themselves first.
That's why I say you're a man of sense, Philip. People like David think life will bend for them just because they talk about God's plan. But the truth is, the world only respects results, not stories.
Exactly. And besides, some people's plans are just another way of saying they want you to take the risk for them. If he's truly called to do that farm, let him work for it, save for it, and start small. Then you can decide if it's worth supporting.
To real friends who understand value, and are keeping money where it will grow, not disappear.
To that, my friend, I say cheers.
You must be David. We've been told to give you a very clear message. Your brother says you should stay far away from anything that belongs to him, and that includes what you keep calling your share. If you so much as breathe near his business or his money again, you'll have us to answer to.
So this is what it has come to? My own brother sending strangers to intimidate me? I have done nothing wrong except ask for what our parents intended for me. You think threats will make me stop speaking the truth?
Truth? The truth is simple, the money is his now. And if you try anything funny, if you so much as talk to the wrong people or cause him trouble, we will teach you a lesson you will not forget. You're young, David. Don't make us your enemies. Take this warning seriously. Next time, we won't be using words.
Tell Michael I am not afraid of him or his threats. He may control the money, but he does not control my destiny. One day, he will understand that wealth without love is poverty in disguise.
Big words, little man. Remember, we warned you.
So, this is what family has become for me. My own brother, the one who was supposed to protect me, guide me, stand with me, has now become the architect of my humiliation. He has taken everything our parents worked for and turned it into his personal treasure chest, locking me out as if I am a stranger in my own home. And now, he sends hired men to threaten me, to silence me, to make me afraid. Does he think fear will stop me from believing in the vision God has planted in my heart? Does he think intimidation can erase the truth that I, too, am a son of this family? Yes, I am frustrated. I am hurt. I am angry that the people who share my blood are the very ones who treat me as an enemy. But in this storm of betrayal, I will hold on to what my parents taught me, that God is the defender of the weak, the lifter of the humble, the one who takes the rejected and sets them in high places. I will not fight with fists. I will not answer insult with insult. I will take this pain, this injustice, and lay it before the Lord. He sees. He knows. He judges righteously. Michael thinks the wealth is his forever, but the God I serve can change a man's story in a single day. So I will wait. Not in weakness, but in faith. One day, when the tables turn, it will not be my revenge he will see, it will be God's redemption.
Come in. David, you look so troubled. What has happened again? I can tell from the way you're holding your head that something is seriously weighing you down. Please, sit down and talk to me.
Auntie Sarah, I honestly don't know where to start. It's Michael again. I went to see him, hoping we could talk like brothers about our late parents' property, so we could share it fairly and I could at least have something to start my life with. But he mocked me. He told me I'm always pretending to be something I'm not, that I just want to distract him from his so-called big plans. And to make it worse, he's been sending thugs to warn me to stay away from what he calls his wealth. Sarah, it's breaking me.
That's so wrong, David. I can't believe he would go to such lengths to keep you from what belongs to you. And to think you are his own brother. This is not just greed. This is cruelty.
I know, Auntie Sarah. I've been trying to remain calm, telling myself that maybe with time, he will come around. But he keeps proving me wrong. Yesterday, I was even threatened in the street by some rough-looking men I've never seen before. They told me to mind my business or face the consequences. I know Michael sent them.
This is unacceptable. You've been patient enough, David. It's time I speak to him directly. Sometimes he listens to me, even if only a little.
I don't know if he will listen, Sarah. He's been so arrogant lately, spending money recklessly, and he acts like I'm invisible. But if you think you can talk to him, then please, try. I just don't want this to end in something ugly.
I will call him now. Stay here with me. Let's see if I can get him to meet me so we can talk face to face.
Sarah. What's this about? I'm busy, you know. I don't have time for unnecessary talk.
Michael, you will make time for this one. I just spoke to David, and I don't like what I'm hearing. I don't care how busy you claim to be, this is a family matter and it needs to be settled.
Oh, so David has run to you now to cry and complain? Sarah, I've told him before, he needs to stop acting like he's entitled to everything. I've worked hard to keep what we have. He's only trying to distract me with his constant demands.
Michael, don't twist the truth. You and I both know the wealth came from our late parents, not from your so-called hard work. And I'm not going to stand by and watch you push your own brother into the street while you buy drinks for strangers at the beer parlor.
You don't understand, Sarah. David's problem is that he thinks he's clever. He acts like he knows better than everyone, but he's never proven himself. I'm protecting what's mine, and if he tries anything funny, I'll make sure he regrets it.
That's exactly the arrogance I'm talking about, Michael. Listen to yourself. Is this how a brother should behave? I want you to come and meet me today so we can discuss this like civilized people before things get out of hand.
Fine. I'll come. But don't expect me to change my mind just because you ask nicely. I have my own plans, and I'm not letting anyone ruin them.
Just come, Michael. We'll talk. That's all I'm asking.
All right, I'll see you later. But make sure David stays out of my way until then.
He's coming. I can't promise he'll be reasonable, but at least we'll get him to talk.
Thank you, Auntie Sarah. At this point, even talking is a step forward. David, Do you even realize how inconvenient this is? I'm trying to focus on important matters, and here you are, turning up with your speeches about fairness and dreams. You've always been like this, claiming to be anything, claiming you can do anything, talking as if you have the answers to every problem. But when it comes to actually proving yourself, you disappear into excuses. You think I have time for distractions? Michael, this is not about distraction, and I am not claiming to be anything I am not. All I am asking for is the portion of the inheritance that our parents would have wanted me to have. You know I have worked hard. You know I have plans. If you think my plans are foolish, fine, but at least let me try. That's how people grow. I am not asking you for a favor. I am asking for what's right.
What's going on here? I could hear both of you from the main road. Michael, why are you shouting?
Juliet, I'm shouting because this young man doesn't understand reality. He thinks life is some fairy tale where you ask for money and instantly get it. He's here demanding his so-called share of the land sale, as if he had any role in managing the hospital bills, the burial costs, or the paperwork. He thinks talking about dreams makes him qualified to handle serious money.
David, I understand you have plans, but Michael has a point. You haven't exactly proven you can handle this kind of responsibility. The city is full of stories of people who got an inheritance and lost it in months. I would hate to see you become one of those people.
So, you also think I'm incapable? You both seem to forget I've been working and saving for years. I have been planning this farm in detail, every cost, every stage, every income source. I am not coming to you with empty hands or empty words. I am coming with preparation. But it hurts me that my own family is more willing to invest in strangers than to trust me. Strangers who have proven themselves, David. That's the difference. Daniel, my friend, has a record of success. When I give him money, I know I will get returns. With you, I have no such assurance. You may think you are ready, but from where I stand, all I see is someone who likes to speak as if he's already a great man, when in truth, you've not yet faced the real tests of life.
Michael, maybe you could at least give him a small amount to start. That way, if it works, you'll know he's capable, and if it fails, he will learn his lesson without losing too much.
No, Juliet. I'm not here to run experiments. I've worked too hard for this money to throw it away. David needs to learn that the world will not hand him everything just because he talks about God's plan for his life. It's fine, Michael. I will remember this day. You see me as a distraction. You see me as someone who claims to be anything. But I know who I am, and I know who called me. I don't need your approval to move forward, only God's. One day, the same mouth that mocks me will have to admit that the God I serve does not abandon his children. We'll see, David. We'll see. Hello, Daniel. I can hear your voice already buzzing with excitement, but let me be honest with you from the very start. I am not in the frame of mind for any lengthy business updates or cheerful reports right now. I have a lot going on in my head, and I'm on my way to my aunt's house to handle a family matter that's already sour in my spirit. I'm telling you this so you don't think I'm brushing you off without reason. Michael, my brother, this is actually why I called. I just closed another deal, and the profits are looking better than we anticipated. I thought you would want to hear the good news immediately because we've both been working on this for a while. You know I like to share these things with you the moment they happen. I wasn't even expecting a long chat, but at least a little enthusiasm from you would have made my morning better. Daniel, I appreciate the effort, and I'm glad things are moving forward for you, but right now my enthusiasm is buried under a mountain of frustration. I'm heading to see my Aunt Sarah because David, my so-called brother, has been running to her with stories about me and the inheritance from our late parents. I already know exactly how this will play out. She will take his side, as she has always done, and I am just preparing my mind for the usual lecture about being fair and kind. So you see, I can't even pretend to celebrate business matters when my own family is trying to make me look like the villain.
Michael, I understand that family matters can weigh you down, but do not allow them to rob you of the small victories in life. You have worked hard for your business, and it's not fair to yourself to let someone else's actions dim your progress. Still, I can see you're not in the space to discuss it now. Perhaps when you've settled this family drama, we can sit down and go over the details together. Just remember that some battles are not worth losing your peace over.
Yes, Daniel, I hear you. You mean well, but right now my head is not open for that kind of pep talk. I have to deal with this nonsense first before I can think straight. Let's talk later when I'm in a better frame of mind. For now, keep pushing the business forward and send me the details in a message if you must. I'll look at them when I can. I need to focus on what I'm about to face.
Michael, my dear nephew, it's good to see you. You know, every time you step into this house, I remember the days you used to run around the compound as a little boy. Please, sit down. I made some tea, and I want us to have a proper talk, like family should. I am not here to attack you or to take sides blindly. I just want us to reason together as people who share the same blood.
Aunt Sarah, I appreciate your hospitality, but I know why you've called me here, and I am telling you right now, I am not in the mood for any emotional speeches about David. I've heard enough of people telling me how David is doing this and that, and how I'm supposed to divide my father's wealth with him. Let me be clear, I have worked hard to get to where I am today, and I will not be pressured into handing over what I believe belongs to me.
Michael, my heart aches when I hear you speak like this. Nobody is trying to strip you of your achievements or the things you have labored for. But remember, your father's estate is not something you built on your own, it is the heritage he left for all his children. David is your brother, flesh and blood. Whether you like him or not at this moment, you cannot erase that truth. I have watched both of you grow, and I know that division will only weaken this family.
Aunt, with all due respect, you talk as if David has been this perfect, innocent man. You don't know half of what I've had to endure because of him. Always acting like he's the victim, always claiming to be something. Today he's a businessman, tomorrow he's a preacher, next he's talking about starting some project to help the community. All those things are just distractions. He's not serious, and yet you expect me to cut out a portion of my father's sweat for him?
Michael, what you see as distraction might be his own path. Not everyone's journey looks the same. Your father, my dear brother, was a man who believed in fairness. He would never have wanted to see one child elevated while the other is left in the dust. You have the opportunity to show maturity and love here, but if you continue with this hardness, it will only sow bitterness that could last 4 generations.
I knew this was going to turn into a lecture. You've always favored David, because he knows how to play the humble card in front of you. But I am not falling for that. You want me to sit here and listen to a sermon about sharing? Fine. But don't expect me to agree. In fact, you know what? Let me call Juliet so she can come and hear exactly what you are saying. She also needs to know the kind of pressure you are putting on me. Aunt Sarah, if Dad were here, things would be different. But he's not here, and I'm the one handling everything now. Look, why don't I call Juliet so she can hear exactly the kind of pressure you're trying to put me under?
Hello, Michael. What's going on?
Juliet, I'm at Aunt Sarah's place, and she's here trying to convince me to hand David a piece of what's rightfully mine. She's telling me how I should help him as if he hasn't been wasting every chance he gets.
Michael, where I am right now is quite far. I wouldn't be able to meet up with you there. I'm in the middle of something important, so I can't drop everything and rush over.
Fine, but at least you should know she's siding with David. She thinks I'm being unfair. I'll fill you in later.
Michael, you can call as many people as you want, but that doesn't change the fact that David has a right to what your father left behind. You may hold the keys right now, but one day, you'll look back and regret letting bitterness lead your decisions. This is your own brother, not a stranger.
Aunt Sarah, I appreciate that you care, but you're not the one who has to deal with the consequences of enabling David. He will get nothing from me, not a coin, not a fraction of what I have. If he wants something, let him go out there and earn it like I did. I don't care what anybody says. As far as I am concerned, David has no rights here. And if he keeps pushing, he's only going to find out just how firm I can be. So Aunt Sarah thinks she can lecture me about David as if I don't know him. She forgets who stayed up nights and worked to keep this family afloat. Now, because David is crying poverty, I'm supposed to hand over part of what I built? Never. David only shows up when there's something to gain. Aunt Sarah may believe his stories, but I won't. Juliet won't even take a stand, just sitting in the middle, as if that makes her wise. This is about principle. If I give David anything, he'll keep coming back. Daniel understands business, he puts in work and deserves his share. But David? He wants the harvest without planting a seed. They can call me selfish if they want, but I won't be fooled into giving away what I fought for. Better a hard heart than an empty hand.
I'm glad the two of you could make it, because I want you to hear exactly what your brother Michael said when he came here earlier. I welcomed him warmly, hoping we could talk like family and settle this matter without bitterness. But instead, Michael was adamant. He completely refused to share a single portion of your late father's wealth with David. He said David has no rights to it, even knowing fully well that David is struggling to make a living. I pleaded with him. I reminded him of how our late brother was a man of fairness and unity, but Michael would not listen. It was as if his mind was already made of stone.
Aunt Sarah, I already knew in my heart that Michael wouldn't listen. But hearing you say it again just confirms it. I don't understand how he can hold on to everything when he knows I have nothing to my name right now. I have never asked him for charity. I've only asked for my rightful share so I can start something for myself and stand without having to beg anyone. But he sees me as a threat, not a brother.
I can see both sides, Aunt Sarah. Michael has worked hard in his own way, and he feels protective over what's in his hands. But I also know that David has been left out completely, which isn't fair. I just don't want to be caught in the middle of this fight, because it's already tearing us apart. I wish Michael would at least sit down with David and find some common ground, but right now he's too proud to even consider it.
Juliet, I understand you don't want to take sides, but sometimes staying in the middle allows injustice to continue. You both know your father would never have wanted this kind of division. I will not stop speaking for what is right, even if Michael thinks I am against him. David, I want you to hold your head high. Your worth is not determined by how much property someone is willing to hand you. But I will continue to speak for you because I know what's right.
Thank you, Aunt Sarah. Your words mean more than you know. Even if Michael refuses now, I believe that one day the truth will confront him. I just hope it won't be too late for us to rebuild as a family. Danielle, you won't believe the kind of sermon Aunt Sarah tried to give me today. She called me over to her house just to talk about David, again. She went on and on about how I should share my father's wealth with him, how it would make the family stronger, and how I'm letting pride guide my decisions. I told her right to her face that I will never give David a coin. And I mean it, Daniel. That property, that wealth, I have fought to protect it from falling apart, and I will not just hand it over to someone who hasn't lifted a finger to build it. People think I'm hard, but the truth is, I'm protecting what's mine.
Michael, I hear you, and I've always supported your drive to protect what you have, but I'll be honest with you, family matters are delicate. I don't like hearing that your aunt is disappointed in you, because it makes the whole thing look like greed in the eyes of others. But I also understand where you're coming from. If you believe giving David a share will only waste resources, then you have to stand by your decision. Just know it's going to cause a long shadow in the family.
And that's a shadow I'm willing to live with. I would rather be called greedy than be left with nothing because I tried to please everyone. In fact, to show you I'm serious about rewarding people who actually stand by me, I'm going to give you a fat sum of money soon, just as appreciation for your loyalty. But before I do that, I want to ask you something directly. In our business, where I've been the one putting in the bigger push lately, what's your actual share? I want to hear it from your mouth.
My share is 50%, Michael. That's because I have been the financier from the very beginning. You know the deals we've closed would never have taken off without my investment. You've put in hard work, yes, but I've been the one providing the capital when we needed it most. That's why we agreed on equal partnership, and that's why I've always made sure you got your share promptly.
Fair enough. I respect that you've been upfront about it. You've earned your place because you've put something tangible into this business. That's the difference between you and David. You've invested, you've taken risks, and you've proven your worth. That's why I'm willing to share profits with you and even add bonuses. But David? No. Until he proves himself in a way that actually matters, he gets nothing from me.
Michael, I've said my piece. I'll keep standing with you in business, but I still think you should keep the door open for reconciliation with David. Family may not matter in the market, but in life, it's the only thing you can't buy back.
David. What on earth are you doing? Please don't tell me you are actually packing your things to leave this house. You can't just walk away like this. This is your home, the place where we grew up together. I know Michael has been difficult, I know his actions have hurt you deeply, but running away isn't the answer. If you leave now, you might be cutting off every chance of reconciliation, and I don't want to see you out there struggling when we can still try to reason with him. Please, at least talk to me before you make such a final decision.
Juliet, I appreciate your concern, but I have reached my breaking point. This house may have been our home once, but it no longer feels like it. Everything that belonged to me, every bit of my share from our parents, has been taken and claimed by Michael as if I never had any right to it. I've pleaded, I've tried to explain my needs, but he has made it very clear that I'm nothing to him in matters of inheritance. If I stay here, I will keep living in his shadow, constantly reminded of what I've lost. I'd rather leave with the little dignity I have left and start over in the city, even if it means starting from nothing.
But David, you're walking away with nothing in your hands and no plan in place. The city is not as friendly as it looks from a distance. People get swallowed up by its challenges. You might think you're starting fresh, but without resources or support, it will be twice as hard. Why not give Aunt Sarah a chance to talk to Michael again? She cares for both of you, and maybe if she steps in this time, he'll see reason. Please, at least wait until we've explored every possible solution before you go. I'm begging you.
Juliet, Aunt Sarah has already spoken to him, and you know how that ended. He didn't just refuse, he made it clear that in his eyes, I have no claim to anything our parents left behind. I can't keep subjecting myself to his insults and his arrogance. Every day I stay here is another day I feel small and unwanted. I would rather face the uncertainty of the city than stay here and be treated like an outsider in my own family. This is not about pride, it's about survival, both emotionally and mentally.
Aunt Sarah, it's Juliet. Please, you need to speak to David right now. He's packing his bags, and he's determined to leave for the city. I've tried to talk him out of it, but he's not listening to me. I'm really worried about him.
Put him on the phone, Juliet. Let me speak to him myself.
Aunt Sarah, I know you mean well, and I'm grateful for everything you've tried to do for me. But I can't keep fighting a losing battle. Michael has made his decision clear, and nothing you say will change his mind. I don't want to stay here feeling trapped and hopeless. I've decided to go to the city and start afresh, even if it means sleeping on the floor and working odd jobs to survive.
David, I understand your pain, but please, don't make a rushed decision in anger. You are walking into an uncertain future, and I would rather help you find a way here than have you disappear into the struggles of the city. Michael may be stubborn, but situations like this can change over time. Don't cut yourself off completely from your family. Stay a little longer, let me try again, and if nothing works, then we can at least plan your departure together so you won't be leaving with nothing.
Aunt Sarah, I truly appreciate your concern and your efforts, but my mind is made up. Staying here will only deepen my wounds. I need to find my own way, even if it's hard. I'll be fine. Please don't worry too much about me.
And he's still not listening. He's actually walking out the door right now.
Let him go then, Juliet. Sometimes people have to take their own path, even if it's painful to watch. But keep checking on him when you can.
Goodbye, Juliet. Thank you for caring, but I have to do this for me.
My friends, today is a good day. Finally, David has bowed to my decision. He has packed his little bag and left for the city like the stubborn goat he is. For weeks, he has been challenging me over our father's wealth, talking as if he was the one who worked for it. But I am the eldest son. Tradition and common sense both say that I control how that wealth is spent. If I allow him to dictate terms today, tomorrow he will be sitting in my seat and making decisions over me. No way. I told him he has no rights here unless I decide to give him something. And now he has learned his lesson. This house, this family, this estate, they are under my authority.
Michael, you did exactly what a first son is supposed to do. In our culture, the eldest doesn't share power with anyone else. If David had succeeded in getting his own portion, before long he would have been competing with you, and that would bring division in the family. You kept the order. Some people might call you wicked, but I see a man protecting what belongs to him and making sure the family wealth doesn't fall into weak hands.
Exactly. And let's be honest, David is not the type who can handle wealth responsibly. We've seen it before. Give him money and it disappears like smoke. You've saved him from himself. Now, my brother, since today is a day of victory, let us drink to your wisdom and to the peace of the Edoka family without interference from those who don't know their place.
More drinks. Let everyone in this place eat and drink to their fill. This is my treat. Tonight, we celebrate not just David's departure, but the fact that I remain firmly in control. I've always said it, if you want respect, you don't beg for it, you take it. And David has now learned that the hard way. Let the city teach him what life is truly about. Maybe when he returns, if he ever returns, he'll know how to speak to me with respect. Ah, Juliet. My dear sister, I hope you're calling to join us here for a drink and not to disturb me with more talk about David.
Michael, This is no time for laughter. My eyes are finally open, and I can't pretend anymore that what you're doing is right. David may have left, but that doesn't make your decision fair. He's our brother, and our father's wealth is more than enough to take care of all of us. Why let him wander into the city with nothing, knowing how hard life can be there? If anything happens to him out there, if he falls into trouble or dies in poverty, it will be on your conscience. You are in a position to help him start a new life, yet you've chosen to drive him away. Please, Michael, call him back before it's too late.
Juliet, I have told you before, and I will say it again, this is none of your business. I am the eldest, and I have the right to decide how our father's wealth is managed. David chose to challenge me instead of respecting my position. If he has decided to leave, then let him face the consequences of his stubbornness. I will not run after him. And Juliet, let me warn you, if you keep interfering in this matter, I will treat you the same way I treated him. You can join him in the city if you feel so strongly about his plight. But do not call me again to plead for him. My decision is final.
So you're telling me you would rather watch your own brother suffer than use what our father left to lift him up? And you call that leadership? Michael, you may think you're in control now, but remember, life has a way of turning tables. One day, you may need the same compassion you've refused to show today. And when the day comes, I hope you will understand the weight of the choice you're making right now.
Enough, Juliet. I don't need lectures from you. I have friends here who understand my decisions and support me. If you cannot accept my authority, then keep your opinions to yourself. Goodbye.
Michael, I understand your anger toward David, but sometimes it's wiser to keep an enemy close than to push him far away. He's your brother, not a stranger. Even if you don't give him control, you could still give him something small to keep the peace and protect your image in the family.
Yes, my brother. People talk, and you don't want to be seen as the one who threw your own blood out to suffer. Give him a token, not because he deserves it, but so the family doesn't turn against you. That way, you remain in control and still look generous.
I hear you both, but I'm not promising anything. David needs to learn his place first. A driver. Maybe this is my chance. I can drive. At least I can do something honest to start over. No time to waste.
Come in.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Can I help you?
My name is David. I saw the notice outside about the driver position, and I came to apply in person, as it says. I have experience driving different types of vehicles, including sedans, vans, and light trucks. I can also maintain vehicles well and ensure they remain in good condition. I am hardworking, disciplined, and I take instructions seriously. I am hoping to have a chance to work with you, sir.
All right, come in and have a seat. Let's talk a bit. Tell me, how long have you been driving, and what kind of jobs have you handled in the past? I need to know if you've worked as a personal or company driver before, and also how well you know this city.
Sir, I've been driving for almost 7 years now. I first started as a delivery driver for a local company, where I transported goods across different towns and learned the importance of punctuality and careful handling. Later, I became a personal driver for a businessman who often traveled between the city and nearby states. I am very familiar with the city roads, main routes, and even alternative streets in case of traffic. I have never been involved in any major accident, and I pride myself on being careful, patient, and respectful to my employers. I can also handle basic mechanical checks like oil changes, tire pressure, and brake inspections.
That sounds good, David. Now, tell me, if I send you to pick up an important client from the airport and there's heavy traffic on the usual route, how would you handle it? I'm not just looking for someone who can hold a steering wheel. I need someone who can think on his feet.
Sir, in that case, I would quickly check for alternative routes. I know several back roads that can bypass heavy traffic, and I also keep an eye on traffic updates when I'm driving. My priority would be to make sure the client arrives at the destination on time and in comfort. If there was any unavoidable delay, I would immediately contact you to give an update, so you're never left wondering where I am. Communication and quick decision-making are key for a good driver, and I take both seriously.
Very good. And how do you handle difficult passengers? Sometimes clients can be impatient or rude. What do you do then?
Sir, I have learned to keep my emotions in check when driving. I believe that as a driver, I am there to provide a service, and my attitude can either calm a tense situation or make it worse. If a passenger is upset, I stay polite and avoid arguing. My focus remains on safe driving, no matter what is said. I've discovered that most people cool down faster when you don't add to their frustration.
All right, David. I think you might be exactly what I'm looking for. But I can't have you start immediately. I need to put a few things in place first. Let me speak with my wife, Mary. Please come here for a moment.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, young man. Yes, dear.
This is David. He's here for the driver position, and I think he's the right fit. I want you to attend to him, make sure he gets something for his transport, and let him know we'll be starting him next week.
David, welcome. My husband has told me a little already, and it sounds like you're a responsible man. We appreciate that you came in person. Since you'll start next week, I don't want you leaving here empty-handed. Take this for your transport and a little refreshment, and come back ready to work.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Sir, this means a lot to me. I promise to give my best and handle every task with honesty and care. I will be here next week, prepared and on time.
Good. I look forward to working with you, David. Until next week, take care of yourself.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you for this open door. I came into this city with nothing but hope, and now, you have given me a place to start. I will do this job with diligence. I will drive with care, respect, and integrity. I will make sure I bring honor to my name and never give anyone a reason to regret hiring me. With you by my side, Lord, I will earn my keep, put food on my table, and stand on my own 2 feet. I don't need to chase after Michael anymore. If he has chosen to turn his back on me, so be it. My life is not in his hands, it's in yours. And with you guiding me, I will not fail.
I wonder how David is managing right now. He's never traveled this far away from home before, and the city can be a cruel place for someone who doesn't know its ways. I pray he finds good people to meet, honest work to do, and the strength to face each day. It breaks my heart that Michael, our own brother, could be so hard on him. This is not just about money, it's about compassion, about standing together as family. What is the use of wealth if it cannot lift the burdens of those you call your own? If anything happens to David out there, I don't know if I could forgive Michael or myself for not doing more. God, please protect him, guide his steps, and let him find his way.
Welcome, Auntie Sarah.
Michael, I am here today because I cannot keep quiet any longer. I have watched you for months now, walking around with this air of self-importance, as if you are the sole heir to your father's sweat. I heard from people in the village that you have been boasting, that David has finally left you alone. And you say this as if it is some great victory, when in truth, it is nothing but shame on your name. Tell me, what gave you the guts to seize every last portion of your father's wealth for yourself? Do you think because David is quieter, younger, and not as loud as you, that he does not deserve what your father left behind? Your father worked for both of you, not for you alone to sit here and live in luxury while your only brother wanders in a strange city.
Auntie Sarah, with all due respect, you are seeing only one side of the matter. People like to talk without knowing the truth. I am the one who carried the real burden in this family when our parents were sick. I spent my money to keep them alive as long as possible, while David was nowhere to be found. He did not contribute the kobo when hospital bills were piling up. I was the one who paid for medications, treatments, and care. I hardly slept some nights because of the stress. So if I choose to keep everything for myself now, it is because I earned that right through sacrifice. People may not understand, but I do not owe anyone an apology for holding on to what is mine by both effort and choice.
Michael, that is a bold-faced lie and you know it. You scarcely visited them, and each time you came, you stayed no more than an hour before rushing back to the city. It was David who fetched water for them, David who cooked and cleaned, David who sat by their bedside when the nights were long. You may have sent money once or twice, but you never gave your heart, and you never gave your time. And now you have the audacity to twist the truth so that you can justify your greed? This is not just about property, this is about conscience. You are celebrating as if pushing your brother away is an achievement, when in reality, you are burying your own dignity. Mark my words, Michael, what you are sowing will return to you, and it may not be in the way you expect.
Auntie is right, Michael. I have held my tongue for too long, because I thought you would come to your senses. But every time I look at you, I see a man who has decided to rewrite the story in his favor, even if it means stepping on the truth. You keep telling yourself that you are justified, but deep down you know that you have robbed your own blood. If anything happens to David in that city, if hunger or hardship breaks him, you will not go free. His blood will be on your hands. Do you think God will not see? Do you think the world will not know? You may have all the wealth now, but you will have no peace if you continue like this. You can deceive people with lies, but you cannot deceive your conscience forever.
Juliet, you can say whatever you like. You and Auntie can stand there all day painting me as a villain, but it will not change my mind. I am not giving David a single thing from what I have. Let him make his own way. I have made mine, and I will keep what I worked for. That is final.
Then I pity you, Michael. Because you have chosen the path of selfishness and deceit, and that path never ends well. One day, you will remember these words.
And that is where we will pause today's episode. Michael's heart remains hardened, David has begun a new life in the city, and Juliet is torn between loyalty and justice. But will Michael's pride eventually crumble, or will his decisions lead to something far worse? The answers await in part 2. Don't miss it, stay tuned, subscribe, and make sure you have your notifications on so you'll be the first to watch when the next chapter is released.